Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever spent an entire weekend breaking your back pulling weeds or, watched a sudden frost completely destroy months of careful watering, you know exactly how frustrating traditional gardening can be. It's tough. But today is going to change how you think about growing food. We're looking at a revolutionary space and water-saving solution that actually lets you stop failing and start harvesting. And the best part? You can do it right inside your own home. So let's start by asking a really visceral question. Why do so many home gardens just fail? It's a shared pain, right? For almost anyone who has ever tried to grow a simple tomato plant. You spend hours tilling that hard earth, you fight this never-ending war against pests, you're out there pulling weeds in the hot sun, and at the end of the day, you are entirely at the mercy of the climate. I mean, one drought, a sudden freeze, or just a week of heavy rain can literally wipe out all your hard work. It's chaotic, it's unpredictable, and frankly, it is exhausting. Okay, let's dive into this. Because there is a stark contrast between what you're used to and what's actually possible. Think about traditional gardening for a second. It's completely dependent on the weather. It requires backbreaking weeding and constant soil tilling. But on the flip side, you have small space aquaponics, and this completely changes the game. There is absolutely no soil involved, which means zero weeding, none. It uses recirculated water, so say goodbye to constant hose watering, and best of all, it's totally indoor and balcony friendly. It basically takes the unpredictable chaos of soil gardening and replaces it with a highly efficient, controlled system. Section 1. The simple solution. Small space aquaponics. Now, for beginners, apartment dwellers, or, anyone who just doesn't have a massive backyard plot, this is the ultimate workaround, a real game changer. So what exactly is it? Well, aquaponics is the brilliant combination of aquaculture, which is raising fish, and hydroponics, which is growing plants without soil. It brings them together into one beautiful closed loop. So instead of constantly fighting nature, you're creating a miniature ecosystem. The fish provide the nutrients to feed the plants, and the plants act as a natural filter to clean the water for the fish. It's a perfect self-sustaining partnership. Section 2. The closed loop. How it works. All right, let's put on our science hats for just a second here. Don't worry, it's actually beautifully simple. The magic of the whole setup comes down to one thing, the nitrogen cycle. It's a straightforward 6-step team effort. Step 1, the fish live in their tank and produce waste, mostly ammonia. Step 2, this nutrient-rich water is pumped up to your plant grow bed. Step 3, beneficial bacteria living in that grow bed convert the ammonia into nitrates and then into nitrates. Step 4, your plant roots eagerly absorb those nitrates as a highly effective, totally natural fertilizer. Step 5, as they eat, the plants and the growing media naturally filter the water. And finally, step 6, crystal clean water flows right back down into the fish tank. The system just keeps looping, reusing that exact same water for weeks. It's brilliant. Now, you might be wondering what actually thrives in a setup like this. Well, for the fish, tilapia are incredibly popular because they grow really fast in warm systems. But if you're a beginner and you're not looking to actually eat the fish, goldfish or koi are perfect. They're hardy, they're cold tolerant, just great starters. On the plant side, leafy greens. We're talking lettuce, spinach, kale. They go absolutely crazy in these systems. Herbs like basil and mint thrive too. Now, you can grow fruiting plants like tomatoes, but they do require a bit more nutrients, so leafy greens are definitely the perfect place to start. Section 3, beginner mistakes. What to avoid. Okay, before you rush out to buy a fish tank, we need a quick reality check. To make sure you actually succeed with this, we've got to look at where people usually trip up. And interestingly, most of these common pitfalls, totally preventable. The absolute #1 mistake is starting with fish before the nitrogen cycle is established. You have to cycle the system first with an ammonia source so those beneficial bacteria are ready to go. Another huge one is overfeeding the fish. That spikes the ammonia levels and can quickly ruin the entire system. People also tend to overcrowd the tank, or they pick plants that demand way too many nutrients for their small fish population. Sometimes they provide too little aeration, which stresses the fish out, or they simply don't give the plants enough light. Avoid these and you are golden. Section 4. System maintenance. Easy daily tasks. Let's move past the mistakes and look at the day-to-day reality here, because the crucial point is comparing these tiny, simple tasks to the hours you would spend weeding a traditional garden. Your daily routine, you literally just feed the fish, do a quick visual check of the water flow, and glance at your plants to make sure they aren't wilting. That's it.
Weekly, you'll spend maybe just a few minutes testing water parameters like pH and ammonia, topping off any evaporated water, and doing some light pruning or, harvesting your fresh greens. It is a tiny fraction of the labor for a highly rewarding yield.
So how does all of this come together into an actual small space setup? The good news is you don't need a greenhouse. You can do this indoors, in a garage, or out on a balcony. A gravity-fed tank system, where the grow bed sits right on top of a 40 to 100-gallon tank, is incredibly compact. You can even use vertical PVC tower designs to maximize your growing area without taking up any extra floor space. And since most homes lack strong, direct natural sunlight, supplemental LED grow lights are a super easy fix. Just be sure to put down a waterproof base or a drip tray to catch any little splashes if you're doing this indoors.
Section 5. Start growing today. Self-sufficiency.
We've seen the science and the setup, but let's talk about why this actually matters for you right now. Interest in small space home food production is absolutely skyrocketing, and for very good reasons. By growing your own food, you immediately reduce your dependence on unpredictable grocery store supply chains, and you lower your household food costs. It's also a fantastic method for emergency preparedness, giving you a reliable stockpile of fresh produce. And here's a truly amazing fact. Because it's a closed loop, it uses up to 90% less water than traditional soil gardening. That makes it a highly sustainable method that lets you garden year-round, completely unaffected by outdoor droughts, seasonal changes, or winter freezes. It's pure self-sufficiency. Which brings us to our final thought. If you could grow a month's worth of fresh, organic salads right in the corner of your living room, what is stopping you from starting today? Food security doesn't require acres of land. It just requires a balanced loop. If you want detailed guidance, there are complete step-by-step resources linked below. Thanks for checking out this explainer, and hey, happy growing!